All right, can you guys see me now and hear me now?
Yes, you look gorgeous.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Got the glam on.
I am super excited about today. We're going to jump right in. One of the things I'd like to do today is similar to what we did on our very first meeting, which is during this initial time, I want us to talk as if we all are very familiar with YouTube. And I'm going to stay on at the very end. For any of you that are still, you haven't set up your channel, you don't know, you've got questions that you don't want to ask in front of the large group, we'll do kind of more of a beginner Q&A after the main session is over. Does that sound good? Yeah, thumbs up, give me some kind of.
Yes.
Okay, good. So first off, I have been having a lot of fun watching a lot of the videos you guys have posted. I'm going to be watching even more this weekend. I did want to acknowledge all of you that you are jumping in with both feet. You're making it happen. It's very refreshing, and I'm excited to see all of that. Before we jump in, just like we did last week, does anyone have a win or something exciting that happened in the past week that they would like to share? Not everyone at one time.
The biggest excitement for me is I'm doing it.
Doesn't it feel good?
Yeah, not as quickly as I'd like to compared to Jessica, who I was. Jessica, did you have 12 that you were working on at one point?
No, I've been struggling, but I've made a commitment to myself. And there's some days where I'm up till 1 or 2 in the morning because I said I was going to do it.
I'm so impressed.
And you're just doing it. That's what's cool. You guys are just making it happen.
I would say the same thing. Like, we did it. That's it.
We made it.
So I want to, every week, I want to highlight 1 or 2 videos that may have stuck out to me. And I thought that would be a good way to start. So let me share my screen. All right. So by the way, today, we're going to talk, remember last week, we talked about sort of a best practice checklist for every video that you upload. Today, we're going to really look at the actual structure of your channel itself and how you can make that really engaging. So we will be jumping into that today. And again, our objectives, we just want to create efficiencies to keep this going and to explore different tools that are available, either directly through YouTube or in Canva, or whatever's out there that's going to help make this easy and actually happen. So I want you to have a checklist that you can have in place for the best practices on your basic channel structure. And then again, we want to be able to measure progress and success even from the beginning, which I agree with you all. Right now, the major success is you're doing it, right? You're doing it. Oh, she's muted. Let me unmute her. So this video caught my attention. Oh, hold on. Oh my goodness. I need the audio visual club to
share your sound.
Bridget, you've muted yourself and not sharing the sound. So if you click on the share screen, you should have or the audio, there should be a place that you can share your computer sound.
It's on the drop down on the right side.
All right, give me a second.
Recording in progress.
You're muted. Or is that on purpose?
Oh, sorry. Not on purpose. Keen, I'm putting the link in the chat. Can you please play it and share the screen? The problem is I'm on 2 computers. I'm on 2 devices. I can't,
Mhm.
I don't have the brain power to talk and do that. All right, so Keen, can you click on play and share the screen? So, and I'll tell you a little bit about this video. So Gina Walton's in Kansas City. And so what she did is she got beautiful shots of incredible murals all through the city. And she does a really quick video that's like, hey, check out the awesome murals in Kansas City. So literally she just had to do her little intro. And then she was able to have her editor go ahead and just do this with the location and these beautiful murals. So anyone who is able to share, can someone just grab that link and share the video? I'd like
I'll
Chris
go
to.
ahead and do it.
Thank you.
Do you see my screen?
Yep.
There it
Okay.
is.
Exploring downtown Kansas City, especially when I discover a new mural. Whether you're looking for a backdrop, photo shoot, or just taking in the ionic murals throughout Kansas City, here are some of my favorites to check out. Look forward to seeing the ones you enjoy as well in the comments below. Have fun exploring. I always enjoy exploring downtown.
All right, so you guys get the idea of that?
That
I
was
already
so
know.
cool.
A lot of you are in cities that have incredible murals. Several of you I know, remember Chicago did the painted cows, Norfolk has the painted mermaids. There's typically, a lot of you are in cities where the downtown or there's some, painted fish or art installations. How cool is that? And you just crank it out, put it out there. That's an example of a quick short video that you could do where you don't have to be running around town. If you noticed, Gina was only in one of those shots and she was, and perfect. She was engaging because she was being goofy, going like, hey. So if you're in a city, I'm looking at you, Brad Seaman, with your San Diego behind you. If you're in a city that has gorgeous murals or a beautiful art installation, I did think about San Diego. You've got that great sculpture of the Kiss down at the seaport. Perfect little video that's going to engage some people that may not be interested in real estate, however, are interested in your town. What I'd like all of you to do, if you do a quick little cool video that has a different take like that one, send it to me during the week, and then I'll feature it at the beginning of our call. And I'll figure out my audio visual so I can do it more smoothly next time. So I love that I get to be the guinea pig for all of you guys and make all of the technological mistakes as we go on this journey. All right, so let me go back to sharing the screen. We are going to jump in on what we're focused on today. So I am going to use my channel as an example, and I'm going to give you all a little tour of what not to do in terms of the basic structure of your channel. We're going to go through the best practices first, and then I'll give you that mini tour and you're going to see what I mean, because I'm going to show you mine. And then I'm going to show you a channel that is already more robust in terms of their structure. So you do want to have a great profile picture. It's very important whenever possible. It is a human face and it's one human face. Those profile photos are so small, it is not an ideal place to put your great team photo. It just turns into, it just doesn't register when people are looking quickly. The other thing, you don't necessarily want it to be too serious looking. So you want it to be engaging. You want a big smile, bring out your best smile, and you want to look professional yet approachable. Frankly, you probably have some candid shots that may even capture that approachable, great smile yet professional more so than some of your professional headshots. If you've done a lifestyle shoot, you probably have a great candid in there. Take a minute, get it up there. It's so easy to change. Put it up. If you don't like it, we can change it later. Your banner, and I'm going to show Jess Williams' banner again after we just go through this list. So her banner, it's very engaging. It's relevant to what she's talking about. It has great colors. It has a beautiful photo of Jess in the banner. So in terms of your banner, you want to have links to follow you on social media. You also want to have a small subscribe button. By the way, you can put up a great banner that you have right now, and we can add these things later. Don't let perfection stop you from progress. You want your face or a human face and or body when possible. You could potentially put your team photo on your banner. Because it's larger, the team photo will register in a better way. We would probably want it to be a team photo that is more cropped in as a close-up, like waist up. Probably not a good idea to have a distant full body team photo. Again, it's not going to read well, especially on mobile devices. You want to have your logo and your branding. This is another place where color can be a key element. We talked about that last week. So don't be afraid to put some color in there. If you go to that site that DJ recommended last week, you can even find a different color that will coordinate and highlight your existing colors. And this next one is more my opinion, not based on research yet. I am still researching it. You want to make it very clear, and you want to pay attention to the negative space as well as the images. All of you know what I'm talking about with negative space. If it's too wordy, if it's got like, here's my podcast, here's my social media, this is my value statement, here's my mission, here's a picture of my team, here's my picture. It just becomes like, it's too much. So pay attention to the negative space as well as the fonts, the color, and the words that are on there. Many of you have great value statements. And typically your value statement is a little shorter and more concise than, say, your mission statement. Some of you also have very engaging taglines. So this would be a good place where you could put your tagline or you could put your values, especially if your values are like, the 3 words with a period. That would resonate really well in your banner. Any questions about banners? No. Okay. No, next big thing in terms of structuring your main channel. You want to create a welcome video. In terms of the videos you're making right now, I would recommend that this would be the week. If you don't have welcome videos, go ahead and make them this week. Some of you may know this, some of you may not. You will have a different welcome video that will show on your home screen for people that are unsubscribed and for people that are subscribed. So you want it to be brief. I mean brief, like 10, 15 seconds. This can be as short as that. It could be maybe as long as 45 seconds. You really don't want it to be long. The first 10 seconds are the most critical. You want to make sure that you jump right into the value of your channel and what you talk about. That is more important than who you are and where you are. Okay. And Jim, you put a question in the chat about how does that work? The subscribed and unsubscribed videos. When I go into YouTube, I'm going to show you where you go to set that up. Your welcome video for your returning subscribers, you can set that up where it's your most recent posting. You can also set it up where it's just a little video where you're like, hey, welcome back. So glad to see you again. And it can be sort of a like, so they know that they're part of a tribe and they're part of a community. The About tab, fill it in. I actually need to, take that advice myself. And we're going to look at that. So your About tab, a very fast and easy way to fill that in is to go to one of either your website or your realtor.com profile, wherever you have a bio that's already online, copy and paste that bio into your About tab as an immediate fix. Your About tab is also where you can put links to your website or any social media or any other vendors or people you want to highlight. That's where you can put some of those links. How often do people click on the About tab? I don't know. My theory is if you've got a blank space that you could fill in and possibly have either keywords or long tails or something worked into a conversational paragraph, let's do it. If it doesn't help, it's not going to hurt. This one too will make sense. I have perfect examples of mine. Clean up your video list. You want the videos to be relevant for what you're doing on this new project. I would highly recommend at this stage, do not delete any videos. I'm still checking out if it has a negative impact or not. If there's a video that's not relevant to your current channel or your current life, then make it private, but leave it on there, especially if it had a lot of views. Once I've done more research and I've talked to more YouTube specialists, if it's fine to delete them, I'll let you know. You want to make sure you're going through the best practice checklist for each existing upload, or even better, you want to run TubeBuddy on every existing video that you have, and I'll be showing you more about that in just a minute. All right, so those are kind of the channel structure items. Let me go into the actual examples to show you. Does anyone have any questions about any of that?
I feel like we missed 4, 5, and 6. Did we mean to?
You did not miss 4, 5, and 6. I misnumbered them.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
There you go. So fun with slides. So before I send out that link, I will go ahead and fix this. So here's a cool little thing that's happening right now that I want to show you guys. So because I came on here and I wasn't paying attention, one of Gina's next videos started playing. It is damaging to your fellow YouTubers, your fellow agents, if you bounce out of a video that is currently playing. So rather than stopping on this tab and going to what I wanted to go to, it's on mute. I'm going to allow that to continue playing. I'm simply going to open a new tab and I'm going to go to my channel that way. That is being a courteous support person. As often as possible, do not bounce out when a video has started. Obviously, I know sometimes it'll happen, but try to avoid it, okay? All right, so we're gonna look at mine. This is my glorious before the renovation. And I will be sending out a before and after video on what we do here. So let's go through that list we just discussed. Let's look at my profile picture. I love that picture. I was at a Halloween party at Lowe's Hotel. I used to go every year. I'm surrounded by some people I love dearly. I'm dressed up as a ballerina. Great memory and photo for me. Is it the best photo for my YouTube channel I'm launching now that has more of a professional tone, less karaoke? I'm going to vote no. Should we do a vote in the chat? I'm saying I could probably find a better one. Do I have a lot do I have current headshots right now? I have one that I'm not crazy about. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to edit, and I just am doing this so guys can see how quick and easy this is. I'm going to hit change. I'm going to grab a temporary shot that I think has more of a professional vibe. Done. Boom. There it is. Is that going to be my long-term photo? Absolutely not. Is it probably a little better than the one that was there? I think it was. Again, in the comments, you guys can tell me yes or no. So I'm going to hit publish on that. And I'm sure, I know a lot of you are familiar with this, so you're like, that's totally rudimentary, but some of you are newly getting in here, so just wanted to show you how easy it was. My banner. All right. That is California blue sky and palm trees on my way to Disneyland from several years ago. Totally not relevant. Is it a pretty picture? Kind of, not really. It's not even my best photographic work. Why did I stick it there? I don't know. I don't remember. Clearly, that is not going to be a great banner for what I'm looking to do. Would you all agree? Okay. So I have my assistant working in Canva today, and he is putting together a great starter banner. I'm not going to worry about, are the links right? Is everything on there? It's just going to have the headshot that I told you about that I'm not crazy about, but it has, you know, that'll be on there, and it's going to be what we described. So I look for it, and I'll send you guys the link after I post it. It's not quite ready yet. But do you see what I mean? I want to give you an example of one, and this is one that I shared last week. So if we go to Jess's channel, okay, see what I mean? Totally different vibe, right? I'm going to vote. Who thinks this is better than the California blue sky and some palm tree fronds? Better, right? All right, so that's going to be in the works. Again, do not overcomplicate it. If you notice, Jessica has everything I outlined in that best practice. She's got where she is. She has a great shot of herself waist up. She's got a subscribe button with a little bit of action glow around it, or sunburst, or whatever you call that. She has ways to follow her on Facebook and on Instagram, which, by the way, Facebook and Instagram are her primary social media platforms. So of course, she's going to want to have that there. She's got her sort of, I'll call it value statement. Jess, if you want to call it something else, let me know. But real estate, fun, fitness, food. I think you have an idea of what she's about from looking at this. And then the new videos every day. So I think this is an example of an excellent banner. If you want to look at that, she's got engaging colors. She's a good one to look at. Now let's go back to the palm trees and the sunshine. All right, so if you look at my videos, and you can see some of you have been on my channel before. I've started playing around with thumbnails. Guess what? Every old video that I revamped with a new thumbnail has had an increase in views. Go figure. But I want to show you, I'm actually going to go to my home button. So right now, when you look at my home button, these are uploads, and they are the ones that I updated the thumbnail on that brought them to the front of the list. Look at my shorts. My shorts is my friend Mike, who's an opera singer, that came out to karaoke with me one night. And I got a snippet of him singing some beautiful opera at a karaoke bar in LA. Is that the short that should be showing up on my channel at this time? I'm going to go with no, right? Now, again, I'm not going to delete it. I'm simply going to make it private, especially because I have a lot of short videos. I did a whole Bold Law series. They're all short. I did a whole 12 Days of Christmas. They're all short. I want those showing up in my shorts, not a really fun karaoke night. Popular uploads. Again, and this is what I'm telling you all, if you have an old channel like mine, make sure you do this to yourself, because I don't even remember this lady, right? You know, and this is showing up because it had so many views. So I'll make that private, and your popular uploads are going to show up in that section automatically. Playlists, I kind of already played around with this, but you want your playlist again to be relevant to what you're doing. Quick little side note here. If you notice, I highlighted a couple of your faces as the thumbnail. I think that I coach the most attractive group of MAPS clients of any other coach. So if you speak up during one of the videos where we're together as a group, I may like to highlight you as a thumbnail. If any of you don't want to be a thumbnail, let me know. And then what I'll do is I'll send out an email, say, hey, is it okay if I put you in the thumbnail? Of course, I would only do it with an attractive photo. If I'm going to do a goofy photo, like the video on 4th over here, where I look like a granite statue from the Haunted Mansion, I wowould not do that. I'll make sure if I
don't have to worry about that.
It's a great shot. What'd you say?
That's it. I don't have to worry about that.
You don't have to worry about it. All right. So here's something else I wanted to show you. The About section. See right here? So when you click on mine, oh, I did update that this morning. Sorry. This was empty. It was totally empty. This morning, I went in here and I just put in something off the top of my head. That's critical. And you guys have been really good about jumping into action. I didn't overthink it. I didn't be like, you know, oh my goodness, oh, what am I going to say? I was like, all right, you got 5 minutes, put something down. Boom, I just put it down. And I do think that I'm obviously going to add links and things like that later. You'd be shocked how many are empty. So you definitely want to look at that. The other thing I'm going to add here is how people can reach out to me in the event that they want more information. As your channel grows, our ultimate goal is that we want more people reaching out to us. And this is one of the ways we're going to meet Mets that feel as if they know us. Okay. So on this channel customization, there's layout. We're going to go into that in a minute. There's the branding. That's where I updated my profile photo. And then there's basic info. So basic info is where you can fill in that about box. And then you can have your channel URL. If you have a customized URL, it will be there. You can add links that will be functional. And then this, how can people contact you with business inquiries? Okay. So if we're going to go through all this time, trouble, and effort, let's make sure we put things in there that people will see and that they'll be able to use. One of my friends who's in another industry was actually contacted by news media through the email and the contact information she had on this page of her YouTube so that they could feature her in an article. So just, you know, is that a one-off? I don't know. Put your info in there, okay? I would encourage you not to make it your own regular email. If you have a custom email, possibly create one that is specific to YouTube, then you know automatically that's where it came from. Or I would use one of your info at or admin at. We don't necessarily want your direct email on there. Any questions about this? No? Is this a fun tour, seeing all the opportunity to improve? So let's look at layout for a minute, okay? So in layout, this Jim DiPaola, this is what you were asking. The layout, this is where you're going to be able to have a video spotlight. You're going to be able to upload your channel trailer, that's what they call it, for people who have not yet subscribed. This is where you're going to add that video, okay? So you're going to upload that video, so it's in your video library, and then you're going to designate it and add it into that spot. The feature video for returning subscribers, this is when, again, that you can have a trailer for returning people, or you can have a video that they haven't watched yet, autofill into that spot. Many of the big YouTubers that I watch on a daily basis, that's what they do. So if I go back to their channel, I know that I'm going to see one of their videos I haven't seen yet and one of their most recent uploads. Okay. Any questions on that? I feel that with the featured video for returning subscribers, because we're all busy and this isn't our full-time job, I think you should set it on one of the settings that's automatic, where it will automatically put your recent upload or one they haven't seen yet, right? Or a trailer, and it's just the trailer every time. Okay. This is where I think things can get really interesting. So, Jess, have you put sections into your channel yet? No? Okay. So what you can do is you come down here. So I'm going to use myself as the example. So with this particular channel, it's going to feature on coaching, predominantly experienced agents, launching a YouTube channel. I'm going to have tips and tricks for even newer agents. So my plan is to come down here and have a section for brand new licensees. I'm going to have a section for people developing YouTube channel. I will have a section for mega agents. So I'm going to add, you can add up to 12 sections. And I'm also going to start doing live streaming. So I will have a section that will be my past live streams. I want to jump out of real estate for a minute and give you an example of someone who's done this at a high level. Now, it's okay for me to do this now because one of her videos isn't playing, so I'm not going to give her a ding. So gotta move the share bar. So Daily Connoisseur, I like the way she has structured her channel. As you can see, she has 178,000 subscribers, 921 videos. She has a very strong following in a very niche area. So because I am a returning person, this will be one, well, this is just her featured video this right now. But if you look here, it's the uploads. She has a members only section. By the way, you pay like $1.99 a month to be in the members only section. Just thinking down the future, if any of you want to turn this into some type of money-making venture, it is possible that you could do that. So if you look here in her channel, she has homemaking. So these are all of her videos that are specifically about homemaking. And if you notice, there's sort of a rotating theme of thumbnails, right? They all sort of have a similar type of look. She also does a series on 10 capsule wardrobe. And if you notice, slightly different look on the thumbnails. She's got what's for dinner, clearly a different look on her thumbnails. And this is all, so, you know, that's all the dinners. Articles on dress, etiquette tips, shorts. So I show this to you because I think it's and then look at her etiquette tips. Again, totally different look on the thumbnails. So she has people that follow her for different reasons. I guarantee you she has people that all they watch are the food videos, the recipes, right? So someone who's coming in or they open their homepage, they're going to see her food videos and they're going to recognize and identify with that thumbnail that has that look. Does that make sense? Anyone have questions on that? So you guys, when I think about real estate, let's jump back to real estate. You could have your recent uploads here. You could have a seller section. You could have a community section, a community and local business owner section, living in downtown Indianapolis section, buyers, probate. So see what I mean? And obviously you'd come up with more engaging marketing titles for those sections. But do you see how you could have sections where the different types of videos you're making would go right into those areas, and you could slightly adjust your thumbnails based on what that is about?
Bridget, this is Jim. The thumbnails, I see they're almost like GIFs and they move when you scroll across them. Is there a special way to do that, or does that just happen automatically?
That is, oh, we've got to play her again. Hold on. Her video there is going to get a lot of views today. Let me get back to mine. All right, my channel. You can always click on your profile photo and then you'll see your channel on as it appears on YouTube. So even with mine, so notice when I hover my mouse over a video, on most of them, it turns into a little bit of motion. The ones where it does not are the ones where I captured a snippet of video and put language on top. The one here with Kai and Anastel, that one moves because I just used a snippet of video. So if you create your thumbnail using a snippet of video, it's going to have that natural motion. If you do it with a still, so it looks like the rest of mine are pretty much stills. Some of them are bad stills. I got to get in there. But that's the big difference there. Okay. So like on my bold law ones, most of those I just used a snippet of the video. So they're going to also have, they'll move as you go over them. Okay. So any of this making sense? So there's the structure. Now, if someone clicks on you and they just click videos, they just click your videos, it's just going to show all your videos. If they click your home button, that's when they're going to see your sections. So let's complicate things a little more. You want to create playlists, okay? Playlists typically will increase your watch time and they will increase your views. You can also, as I am currently doing, because every single person that's watching this, you all have a VIP inner circle group that want nothing but your success. So for me, Mary Wiley in Virginia, my mom, I'm creating playlists of my new videos. I'm sending her an email with the playlist and she is watching them from Virginia every day. And she's going to comment and like. So it's, you know, right now when you're at this grassroots level, you want to start doing things like that. So it's organically increasing, you know, people that are not your computer, not your IP address, outside of you that are having views. So create the playlists. I don't want to go into the detail of how to create the playlist right here. If you want to stay after, I'll tell you how to do it. So if you look at mine, YouTube automatically creates a playlist of any video that you like. So I bring this up because if you watch YouTube and you happen to like videos that would reflect your political standing, or videos that might reflect, you know, things that you prefer to keep private, because all of us as real estate agents, we are here to serve everyone who would like to buy or sell a home. We don't care about, you know, their beliefs or anything in their life. So I recommend highly that all of you mark your automatic liked video YouTube playlist as private. If you don't use YouTube at all, it probably doesn't matter. Personally, I just think that's a safe thing to do. Okay. Then you create playlists. So again, I've got a little army of people that are going to help me by watching the videos. So every video I upload is going into that playlist. That's not something I'd probably ever share. YouTube channel building. Obviously, all these videos that we're talking about building a YouTube channel, I will put them in here. That is something I probably would share. Now I am a huge music nut. The majority of the playlists I've created are all music. This one's great, by the way. Songs that remind me of my father. So I'm going to put more real estate playlists up front. I'm not going to delete or change my music ones. They're not going to harm me in any way by being there. Okay. So just start thinking. So for example, Gina Walton with her great mural video. She could have a section that's all about Kansas City, and she could put her murals and restaurants and scouting events and whatever about living there could go in that section. And she can create a playlist. So they're two different things. She can create a playlist all about Kansas City, and then those same videos could go right into that playlist. Does that all make sense? Channels, I'm not featuring any other channels right now. Over the course of the next few weeks, I'm going to be featuring all of your channels. So in a couple of weeks, when we click on that tab, your channels will be showing up there. Discussion, I don't use discussion very often, and I'm a total YouTube addict, so I don't think it's important. And then we already talked about. All right, so does anyone have any questions on anything that we just covered in terms of layout and structure? Pretty straightforward. If anyone is sitting there, if anyone has their head spinning, stay on after and we'll go over your questions, okay? So I wanted to jump to, or RK and Kai, either one of you here
Can I
today?
ask one question?
Yes.
The difference between the playlist and videos, it's just basically like, you know, when you get like, I mean, with Apple Music or something like that, that it becomes sort of like, oh, here's all your albums with such, you know, something. So do we put together the playlist, or does YouTube put the playlist together?
You have to create the playlist.
Okay, okay, then
So
okay.
for example, I have a playlist, the 12 Days of Christmas. So that one, I created all of the videos for 12 Days of Christmas. Then I created a playlist that was called 12 Days of Christmas. And then I manually put all those videos into that
Perfect.
list.
Okay,
You also, when you're uploading your video, add to a playlist is one of the options. You can add to more than one at one time. So actually, when I upload a video now, if it's going to go into the YouTube creation playlist, Bridget video playlist, Mega Agent, whatever you can just check them all at once. You upload the video, it's automatically in there. Your videos will always be redundant. So it will be its own video on your channel. It will have its own launch, and yet it will also be a part of those other playlists.
beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. Look at that, Lake Tahoe. And a crazy hair day, and I was freezing. There we go. Nice. I don't, all right, any other questions on that? Oh, I wasn't sharing. I thought I was sharing. See, guys, I do it on these calls too, and not just when I'm talking to you guys on coaching calls. Alex, I put this one up for you because I'm actually wearing my Titans hat.
I see that. I saw it right out of the gate. So
There you go. All right. So yeah, this is that 12 Days of Christmas playlist. I just created it, called it, and then moved the videos in there. It's very easy to manage, and we'll go over that again. Okay. So I want to go over last week. I guess I probably should keep sharing here. Last week I shared with you guys TubeBuddy. Second. I want you all to know, and I'm going to show you my stats. So I went into it, and I shared this with you guys last week. I went into it not knowing if it was going to help or not. What I can tell you is it makes it so easy when you are uploading your video, and I'm actually going to show you real time how this works real quick. So I had a massive increase in views. I also had a significant increase in subscribers all in 1 week. And by the way, you guys have seen my channel. It's still in the pre-renovation stage. So it's not that I necessarily did anything other than I changed keywords and I changed each video that I worked on in a different way. So I put the link right there. You can look at this. And then I just want to show you guys how it actually works in action. Did I close that tab? No, I didn't. There it is.
You're not sharing your screen.
Right, I was getting on the right tab.
Got it. Thank you for the link.
With me, it's always good to check. So this one, and by the way, you can download this for free on your browser to play around with it a little bit. And I mentioned last week, if you have less than 1,000 subscribers, to actually have access to the key elements of the tool is $3.60 a month. I would say that it has been very useful. So I sat down. We're going to go to my channel. If you notice, I'm just going to go to, oh, look at that. There's Alex. I'll go to this one. I haven't done anything to this yet. So what happens is it instantly analyzes your video. And if you scroll down here, it gives you the recommendations for what will give you more viewers on your video. I was skeptical. Many of you have worked with me for years. If I am as goofy as I am skeptical. So I tend to be a skeptic. This has been remarkable. So literally, this video doesn't have an info card. They know that that leads to more views. I come over here, I click playlist. I pick, let's pick Bridget Stuart videos, pick a timestamp, boom, done. Save. That one thing, that will now make this video have more exposure. Adding an end screen, go to end screen, So I was able to, and by the way, you can do this in bulk. I wanted to do it one-on-one because I wanted to see and feel, what it looked like. So apparently this video, oops, how do I back out of that? That's the one, right? No. There it is. This one doesn't have an end screen. Oh, okay. Well, end screen. We know that that increases subscriptions. It also increases watch time. All right, which one do I like? Oh, I like that one. Boom. Best for viewer. So I just wanted you all to see how simple. I'm going to click increase production, pick a time where it's going to be. No, I want it here. Okay, save. So now that end card. So when you're watching a YouTube video and at the end it says subscribe, here's another video, I just did that. How long did that take me? 3 seconds? Now imagine if I select all the videos I want to update and I use the bulk tool. But that's not even the best part. This is where I was fooling around with the thumbnails. Not that I'm doing a great job on it, but every video that I did that to had an increase in viewers. You come down here and down in this box, it will give you tag ideas based on what you put in your description and based on what you put in your title. Playlists, see right here where it says playlists? This is where you just click and you just add whatever you want them to be in. I have found, let me go to so you guys see that it's easy. When you're working on a video, you just hit recheck on that, and then you can finally get it to the point where you've done every best practice on every video. I just want to show you guys what has happened in terms of viewership and subscriptions. So, and I pretty much was starting from day one, with you guys. So if we look at this, this info, look at the spike of activity here. And we can go into a smaller time frame. Actually, let me go. Last 28 days, views 378, watch time 47.5 hours. So I only have like 250 watch hours on my channel, and I've had it since 2011. So that's a significant increase in the amount of people that were watching it just in this since I started using them. So if you guys really want to streamline it, be able to do your thumbnails in a way that's engaging, I'd seriously consider doing it. I've played around with it, like I said, one-on-one. See how it says bulk and miscellaneous tools? Now what I'm going to do, now that I've got a feel for the one-on-one, I am going to use the bulk tools. I can find and replace text, thumbnails, I can end screens, delete them, add them. I can just use bulk tools and do a bunch at one time. So Jim D. Paola, did you start playing around with it yet?
We're doing some other stuff right now, but yeah, no, the short answer is no.
Okay. But it's really, all right. So if anyone has questions about it, let me know. So I want to, so far I have found it to be incredibly useful. It also will help you to promote your YouTube videos on other channels in a way that will break through some of the algorithms. So far, I've been pretty impressed. Okay. So where does that leave us today? The demonstrations, we will highlight them next week. This week, obviously you want to keep doing all the stuff that we've already discussed. You want to be recording, get your recordings out, get your postings out, connect with each other, subscribe to each other, comment and like. Nancy, that's going to be done today. Keen has been on me and he's like, you're doing that today. So we're doing that right after this. I would advise you just install the free version of TubeBuddy and play around with it, or have your admin play around with it. Submit more topics. Here, the ones in bold are the new ones. Renovate your channel this week. So go in, do like I did, put up a new photo if you're not, if you need a new photo, put up a new banner, even if it doesn't have any links. Don't wait till it's perfect, just make it better. If you have a video you'd like me to feature, then send that to me, and then start commenting and liking on each other's videos as much as you're able. Okay. And keep in mind, don't jump out of someone's video if you started it. Okay. It looks like there were a couple of questions in the chat. So let me go. Yes, let me grab, Keen, can you share the Google link with the spreadsheet in the chat? And I'll go ahead and I'll email that out to everyone as well. So I have a large group of you in there already, but if you're missing, add yourself into the roster. I think he can. And then, all right, so he's getting that and he's going to pop that into the chat here in a minute. Question about accountability partners. Yes.
My question is, I don't have one.
I know. I will say, okay. So who on this video right now has jumped in full force? I know nearly everyone has that I'm looking at. And how many of you have had a few things come up in your schedule that you weren't expecting and you keep trying to do as best you can do? And now it's September 24th and you're behind on a couple things. Anyone other than me? I'm going to raise both hands. Okay. So I wanted to do it in a very fun way with you guys. And because I wanted to do it in a fun way, it hasn't happened yet. So now today, I'm going to do it in a non-fun way, and y'all are just going to get it. So how's that?
Is
that good?
Say? I can't even respond to her because I have no fucking video.
What?
Oh, excuse me.
I
hate Zoom.
Mo Anderson, if you're watching, he didn't mean that.
I'm sorry.
What's the donation?
We heard you loud and clear.
Yeah, my favorite F word, I think, is fudge.
Mine, that's mine.
Yeah, Disney fudge or fudge I make myself. No, yeah, Jim, you have. So I'm going to do that in a non-fun way. Not going to worry about the fishbowl and making it a production. Just going to do it and send it out. ID kicking in, getting it done. Okay. So are you all clear on what you're doing today? You're going to look at your channel and make any of those small changes you can make right now. Do not worry if you cannot do all of them at once. You can absolutely double check your photo. You can add your description. You can change your banner or add a banner. I actually was looking at a couple of you guys, and some of you don't have a banner up there yet. I don't care if it's a picture of the sky and trees, great, or a skyline of your city. That is still better than not having one. Okay, so it just get something up there. Patty, I did not. I am not good at scanning the chat and doing all this. Mark, I will, Keen, also share the topic Google spreadsheet in the chat, please. All right, so Patty, I apologize. I'm also not good at scanning back to find another question. Could you unmute and ask it, or could you chat again? While we're waiting for that, can you guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. Let's see. All right, so we're just waiting for those links. And Patty, I would love to answer your question about the thumbnails. Did anyone see her question about the thumbnails in the chat? Who wants to move near me and manage the chat box and like help me do this stuff right beside me? Anyone want to move to Carson City and do
Okay, this is what her question said.
Okay.
I do video series for both my Rainmaker and a different one for our buyer specialist. I'm currently using the same thumbnail and just changing the title to match the topic of that particular video. My question is, should I be using different thumbnails every time I create a new video?
Okay, that is a great question. And that is a question, so I'm gonna share. So, and also Patty, thank you for that question. Patty is with Zulu Group, Steve Rupp. He's in the Carmel and Fishers area outside of, or part of Indianapolis, greater metropolitan area. So let's take a look here. All right, so we can see that in terms of the videos that Patty is making, which by the way, I've watched a couple of them. Keeping it real, raw and real. So I see what you mean. You've got sort of a look going. Many people will say, when you have a look in a thumbnail, and as long as you've got the human face on it, that having that continuity will create brand awareness. So to give you a quick answer that I will probably be researching even more, Patty, yes, I think you could keep doing this. I found it to be engaging. You actually showed up in my on my homepage. A few of you did actually. Kudos, shout out to Gary Nix, Jess, Jim DePaola, Gina Walton. There's several of you that some of the stuff you're doing, you've already started showing up on my homepage. Okay. Let's look. Oops. Of course, what am I not going to do? I am not going to bounce out, right? There's their buyer's agent. She is delightful. She will handle all of your buyer referrals to the Indianapolis, Carmel, Fishers area. Okay. I'm going to say yes. I want to show an example of a very successful YouTuber that, here we go, that does exactly what you're saying, Patty. Charlotte Dobre. So if we look at Charlotte Dobre and we just look at her videos. By the way, you guys may have noticed that there's stats and things that show up when I use YouTube that doesn't show up when you're using YouTube. That's because I installed TubeBuddy. So now I get to see what all my competition is doing. Believe me, there's someone whose initials are TF, and I've already looked at all of his stuff to see what he's doing, keywords he's using, you know, and how that compares. I'm telling you that it's been pretty cool. So if you look at Charlotte's thumbnails, you can see they have a similar look, right, Patty? Now, she is one that has different types of videos. She does entitled people. She does horrible weddings, social media fails. So if you look at her sections, very similar to Daily Connoisseur. So if you look at her different sections, you'll see they have a similar. So this one, this is the social media fails that will make you feel good about yourself. All of those thumbnails have a similar look. See that? These are the ones of entitled people making my blood boil. So they all have a similar look. Horrified face and text, right? Living. So you get the gist. This can be very powerful. Patty, I'd say keep going for it. Any questions on that? All right, let's look in the chat and see if we've got our spreadsheets there. YouTube. Did anyone notice if the Google Sheets came up yet?
They're both there.
Okay, cool. All right, so any final thoughts today? You guys want to laugh?
Sure.
Next week, because I just want to keep diving in, we're going to do this as a live stream on multiple platforms. Now, I actually have more experience doing that because when I was doing more group training events, I would do live streams on multiple platforms, but I thought, heck, I don't have this down smoothly yet. Let's go ahead and do live streams. So that'll be fun.
What platforms are you streaming all at once?
I'll do YouTube and Facebook next week.
Okay, good.
Okay. Now, obviously, you guys, because you're part of a special group, you get to just log into Zoom as you've done normally. If you have anyone that might be interested in what we're doing, leadership, TLs, your admin, whatever, that aren't on here, Tell them they can be on the live stream if they want. So I'm going to stay after for a little bit for anyone. If I either confuse you today, or you're having an issue, or you want to ask a very fundamental question about YouTube itself, I'm going to go ahead and stay on for a little bit. Other than that, I think we can wrap up. So the biggest thing is keep posting, keep recording, do not let anything stop you, and keep getting the videos out, and connect as quickly as you can now that you're finally going to have your partner. Okay. And I want to thank all of you for coming today, and have an awesome weekend. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Okay. No foul language next week.
Yeah, promise. Sorry about that. Was that a first?
Maybe. Probably not. I'm sure I've done it myself. All
You're
right.
gonna give
So
Jim a timeout. Just kidding.
Sorry about that.
if you guys are done, you can feel free to hop off. Any of you that have basic elemental questions or a follow-up question from today, please stay on.
Quick question.
Yes, I was just going to call on you.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
So fun little side note.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys, you know how people hear about channels being monetized? Any of you heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way that you get monetized, where you're making money just because your videos are out there and YouTube is placing ads at the beginning or in the middle of your video, you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have a minimum of 4,000 hours of watch time. And even at that point, you still have to like say to YouTube, hey, I'd like to be monetized. They'll review it, and then they'll do it. Now, I know all of us, we're looking to increase our real estate business. One thing I noticed about Jess's channel is, do you all see how many subscribers Miss Williams has right now? Miss the Bling. Anyone want to say? Not meant to be a pop quiz. Do you all know where to see subscribers?
700.
700.
300 to go.
Nice.
You're currently the head of the pack in terms of subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet to Jess, why don't we all do that, and we'll get her to 750 later today. But I just thought that was kind of cool. I don't know about your watch hours.
Yeah.
I'll dig in and stalk you a little bit more later. So
I
anyway,
found some videos that weren't with alignment with the shift that I made.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the 700 has taken some time to get, obviously, but once I shifted my channel per your recommendation, a lot of the videos got taken down. But I believe that the 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers have to happen within 365 days.
Yeah,
so that would be great.
Still, kudos.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
It's a nice place to start from. All right. So what were you going to ask?
You might have said it earlier, but I just want to let you know that Houston, we have playlists on my YouTube channel now. I was trying to multitask here, but what did you say about the accountability partners, and how are we getting them?
So finally, okay, so I had this vision in my head. You all know, you all coach with me. I think about big things and get big ideas, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it that way. And I just never did it because it was elaborate. So today is when I wrap up here. Teen is on with me today, and we're going to sit down and we're going to randomly assign accountability partners. And then we're just going to email you guys a list with your accountability partner and their contact info, so you can just connect today. And then the goal, go ahead.
No, you're probably about to answer it.
Well, the goal of the accountability partner is there's no way that all of us can watch all of everyone's videos. Now, we can have our admin start a playlist of somebody on a separate tab muted and just let it run. That is one way to help. But the purpose of the accountability partner is for you to watch their videos that they post that week, and for you to watch the videos they post that week. And most of them should be somewhere between 4 and 10 minutes. Some of them are short. I watched your video this morning, which was great, by the way, with when you're an independent contractor getting self-employed mortgages. Yeah. So it shouldn't take that long. And my goal is for your accountability partner, you want to like their video and you want to comment. We need more comments, people. Okay. And then you want to go in and heart their comment and reply to it. From all the research I've done in terms of feeding the robot, that is one of the absolute best ways to feed the robot, is for someone not related to you to watch your whole video all the way through, to like it and comment. Okay.
Got it.
So
So the
that's-
person that we'll be paired with, here's the thing. I'm really excited about this, and I'm making a lot of sacrifices to make this happen. I just want to make sure that whomever I'm paired with, they don't obviously have to be an expert. I'm not an expert, but I want to make sure that they have the same goal and they're taking the same sacrifices to make this happen. I don't want to be paired with someone that's not taking this seriously, because it takes a lot for me to encourage myself, let alone having to consistently encourage someone else. Like, I want to be supportive, but I don't want to be holding their hand either.
So let's everyone unmute and everyone share with Jessica commitment level on scale of 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 10.
10.
Hey.
Yeah. So that's the cool thing about this small group, Jess, and it's one of the reasons why I'm doing it this way, because then the people that are ultra serious are the ones that are jumping on this call. And we talked about that on that first call. I have a lot of clients, by the way, that are not participating this time because they either had a wedding or travel or, you know, stuff was going on. And I was like, I don't want you to be part of that group unless you're level 7 or above.
Okay.
And they're not. And that's why I'm going to do this again in the first quarter. And for a lot of them, it could be that, you know, at that time. I will say the majority of the people that you're looking at, if you're looking at a screen, you know, with a bunch of the Brady Bunch faces, a lot of these people have been with me for several years. You are one of the newer people in my schedule. And I tend to attract coaching clients that are intense, passionate, active. There's a lot of high Ds in this group that are just like, yes, we're doing it and we're getting it done. They tend to be action-based. Many of them, I will tell you, many of them were not super social media people, and yet they understand it's an incredible tool. Is it possible that, you know, you might get paired with someone with less social media experience than you? 100% yes. However, they have keen insights into business building. I'll go so far as to share there's several millionaires that you're looking at that gross over $1 million. I'm looking at my screen right now. You know, so you know, it's gonna be. I can tell you that your partner is going to be committed, engaged, and strong. You will probably have more social media experience than they do. They might have more real estate experience than you do. So if you just go into it knowing that, I think you're not going to be disappointed. You know, I think you're going to be pretty intrigued.
Perfect. I'm happy about that. I just wanted to make sure if I'm dragging along that we're not dragging along, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're struggling.
Absolutely.
We'll be on the struggle
Absolutely.
bus, but moving forward, you know?
Moving forward. That's right.
To be totally
And,
fair, Jess, you can't go back, and you started 10 days before all of us, so you're winning. So if you wanted someone to run with you, you should have taken them with you out of the gate. So, you know, I'm just saying.
I've already cried like 10 times doing this challenge. So that's why I'm saying, like, I
love it.
Someone that is there with me and we can help each other. But I've been paired with people in the past where, like, there's barely any effort, and that does affect me. And that's why I'm just saying, for my protection, I just want to make sure. So I didn't know that everyone here was already committed.
I'm scanning my group that's still on here, and I was looking at who was on earlier. This is a hardcore group.
I love that.
I'm just saying, 700 subscribers versus 7. Hush. You're doing good.
I'm trying to keep up the momentum.
You're going to. All right. So we're going to shift into any structural questions, basic fundamental questions. If you guys are beyond that, you can jump off now if you'd like. If I want to get a bunch of text messages, if you guys don't have your accountability partner within the next hour, I want you to blow my phone up with, where's my partner? And send me some text messages. But I plan on, and Keen's on the call, and he was very serious with me this week about, you have to get that done. So we're getting it done.
Okay.
All right.
Watch is going. You're
okay, good. You got it going. Good. All right, so all of my pros or sophomores can jump off. Any of my freshmen stay on here. I guess it's freshmen, not freshmen's. And then we'll see if we have any fundamental questions. Bill, if you're still on here, I loved your video in front of the statue that you pass on driving your kids to school. That was awesome. We're looking at Bill's wall. I'm looking at Bill's wall. All right, so we gave people a chance to get off. Any other fundamental questions, things that you want me to show you? Anything else?
I have a question. I was thinking about creating a playlist called Tales of Florida, D-U-H.
Yes.
Okay. And I thought it would be fun. However, I'm wondering if it has a negative connotation.
I'm going to go with no. So everyone knows that people make fun of Florida. Just like, you know, they make fun of California, Oregon, Texas, New York,
Texas
right?
is a good one.
Yeah. So I think when you play into the self-deprecating nature of Florida and you're doing it with underlying love, I think it's very engaging and funny. My brother lives in Florida. He would think that was a riot, right? You know, just think about it. When we hear crazy stories like, well, a mother who's also the aunt to her, you know, to this guy that was caught with meth and that burnt down a trailer, most of us go, oh, must be in Florida, you know. So it fits in with a, what I'll call a conventional wisdom or myth that is funny and would be self-deprecating, which YouTube is the most self-deprecating platform out there, in my opinion. So I think that would be really good.
And then the other question I had is you know how I did that video called The Poopy Pool?
Yes.
Okay, so I gave that to a bunch of people, right, just to see, and it was the first edit, not the final edit. The final edit's coming out today, so we're going to start putting it up. But when I had a really lot of variance of feedback of that, right? Some people absolutely loved it, loved everything about it. One of my good friends said it was disgusting, and that I'm going to turn off a third to a quarter of the audience. You know, another person said maybe it was too long, you know, so I got like a real variance of thing. What I decided was I don't care. I'm just going to put it out anyway, because I mean, if you listen to people, how do you feel about that though?
I feel that at this stage
I don't
of the
mean about this specific video. I mean about asking for people's opinions, and then because, you know, you really could, you know, you get two negative opinions and you could start thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't put it out there, blah, blah, blah.
I think when you're going to use terminology that could be offending, it doesn't hurt to get a few, you know, opinions. Overall, though, I think we're at a stage where you post it, and if something is dramatically wrong, you take it down. Because right now it's really about getting the consistency and feeding the robot. So all we're doing is feeding the robot right now. I do think that was worth getting opinions on, because using euphemisms for bodily functions can turn off a lot of people.
Our thumbnail actually had pictures of poop on it. So I made him take it out, and I put in Baby Ruth bars. Yeah.
So that I think you're going to have to do as a trial, see what the response is, and then make a decision.
Within 5 seconds, you know it's a funny story. So when you go into it, it turns into a very funny story very fast. So hopefully people will just get that part of it. It's humorous, you know.
You know what I would do is I would do an A/B test where I'd have that thumbnail with the Babe Ruth bars. I would do another thumbnail without. And I would change it and then see if it changes the watch time. You'll be able to do that in your TubeBuddy.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I would do.
Yes.
Any other, but I wouldn't get in the habit of, oh, everyone, can you watch my video before I post it? Because it's just going to add in too many layers. We just need it getting out. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Okay, I have a baby question. I don't have I had 10 subscribers after the last video session, and now I have.
Okay.
So, and I'm not going to obsess on that because I will get to 700 at some point. I guess my question is, I feel like I need more content. I think that's really it. And I understand YouTube is YouTube videos, and Jess, maybe you can answer this question. What is this concept of repurposing videos? And you may have touched on it before, you know, recording it, something you took on Instagram and then putting it on YouTube. Did you say not to do that?
Sorry, were you asking me that?
Well, Bridget looked like she was going to answer, but if you want to answer it.
Oh, no, I can. I wasn't sure. I heard you say my name, but I wasn't sure if you were asking me or Bridget.
Got it. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
You can, I'll answer first, and then just if you have more to add, feel free. So it is easier. Well, when I talked about repurposing videos, it wasn't necessarily crossing platforms. Most of us just have a ton of video. I shouldn't say most of us.
Right.
I had a ton of video, but I know not everyone's like me. You have a ton of video in terms of properties and things like that. So when I talk about repurposing what you already have, you can take a video, you can shorten it. You could have your editor make it a highlight of, oh, 3 best things about, this neighborhood. You could use B-roll from your listing videos in a voiceover video. Like a lot of you're not necessarily just starting from scratch of nothingness. So when I talked about repurposing videos, it was in that way. I'm trying to pull yours up. Can you tell me your?
I put the link in the chat. Just
in the chat. Okay.
Yeah, I just did that because we we changed the name of our company over the pandemic, and so the YouTube account is brand new. It's fresh, so that's why there's really not a lot there.
Okay.
So I think, okay, getting started for buyers, that's the first one that comes up. So I have a lot of work to do.
With all right, so here's your main upload. So again, what we just saw there, this is part of that structure of your layout. So on your home, you're just showing the one video right now. But if I click on your videos, I'm seeing plenty of videos, right? Okay. So when I see this, I would download TubeBuddy, and I would literally run TubeBuddy on every single video. So that's one of the ways that you repurpose your old ones. So it would help you put language on the thumbnail, you would get keywords in there, and then it would get exposure, and you would start getting views from what you already have.
Okay.
Okay.
So the other question I have, and this is one that Jess may be able to, I'm not on TikTok, but I understand there's TikTok videos. Do you put those on YouTube if you do that? Jess, if you want to answer that.
Yeah, because of the layout, I don't. However, I do take what I record on TikTok and I can format it onto an Instagram reel that I can get engagement from, and then also save that TikTok video and or that reel and post that on Facebook. So then that way one piece of content has now gone across. One thing that I'm learning with the Facebook course that I took prior is Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are completely different demographics. Facebook is going to be people that you want to post things about your personality and not so much about real estate. You want people to know, like, and trust you, but also drop in a few nuggets there for real estate. With Instagram, Instagram is more like of an influencer. They're interested in some of the things from, I want to say Instagram's like a fusion of Facebook and also TikTok, where you can post a little bit more about the real estate aspect, but you definitely want to keep some of that personal touch. And then TikTok is all completely, just from my experience, what's a fad, what songs are trending, and ways that you can keep up with the algorithm that way, because TikTok does push people that use sounds that are trending or challenges that are trending.
Okay.
So when I'm doing those TikTok videos, I take a song that's trending, even if it's me giving some advice or some sort of real estate information, I still have the song playing in the background so the algorithm recognizes that I'm using it. And then I'll post that on my Instagram and my Facebook when my real estate content is needed at that point.
Okay, thank you for
You
that.
don't get flagged for using copyrighted music?
No, because usually on TikTok, the songs are 30 seconds or less.
And there's people that are hoping that their song will become the viral TikTok song.
Mm-hmm.
The artists want that to happen.
Yeah.
Am I correct? For the most part.
Yeah. And TikTok, so there's no copyright infringement. So YouTube is 15 seconds or less. So that's another thing to be cautious of. If you're using TikTok and you are using an actual song, more than likely the song that's trending has been modified in some sort. But if you take a TikTok video that's longer than your 15 seconds, you'll just want to make sure that if you're uploading it to YouTube, that you're being conscious of that. But as far as Instagram and Facebook, I believe it's 30 seconds or less.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You may want to double check. I think Facebook might actually be 15 seconds as well, but Instagram, I know it's 30 because I post a lot of music on Instagram. And then Patty, you asked what kind of editing software for TikTok. I just use TikTok within itself. If I'm in a pickle or in a pinch and have to record something very quickly and only have my cell phone, I have an app called InShot. And what I love about InShot, and this may be great for you, Christina, too, is because when you record on InShot, you can position your phone in such a way. InShot allows you to change the canvas. So you can make it a YouTube layout, you can make it an Instagram layout, you can make it a TikTok layout or what have you. But just keep in mind that if you're going to use that same video, you can save it in multiple formats, but just make sure your phone is placed in such a way that, let's see if I can explain it. If you have it horizontal, or sorry, vertical, because that's what TikTok does, but you're looking to save it as a horizontal video, you can imagine when you zoom in, it'll become very pixelated. So if you can just kind of get yourself away a little bit, but InShot is a fantastic way to record in a pickle and be able to save multiple formats to go across all of your social media platforms. And you can
popping that in the chat.
Yeah, it's free.
You don't have a link for InShot, do you?
No, because it's an app.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and in InShot, it does have an InShot watermark, but if you click on it, it'll say remove for free. And sometimes they'll make you watch a commercial and sometimes they don't. But regardless, remove that. You don't want your video to say InShot.
No. All right. Well, that is good. And I would say if you have an editor that's working with you, they're going to also be able to give you guidance advice on that too. Yeah, so it's going to be good. Okay. And I would also, for those of you that are brand new in the social arena, and Jess, I'd love your feedback on this too. I would focus on YouTube first, Instagram second, Instagram and Facebook third, and then TikTok. That's just my feeling right now for someone who's new to social media. That would be my progression. And sort of adding, I'm glad you shared that, Jessica. So there is that different, there's a different vibe in the different platforms. And I love the way you described it. Another way to look at it is, on Facebook, you want to really sound like yourself and you want to be your engaging best self. On Instagram, you want to be highlight reel and, the best of everything and just beautiful. And then on TikTok, which I'm still newer in the TikTok realm, there it's like you want to be clever and you want to be first and you want to be part of the tribe. But that cleverness factor is, I think it's most huge on TikTok. Don't go on TikTok if you're not going to be clever.
Yeah, don't go do like podcasts on TikTok. People don't do that on TikTok. You got to keep in mind there's a reason that those videos most times are 15 seconds or less. They just expanded the option to record 2 to 3 minute videos, but I'm finding that the people that are the most successful with those are doing like how-tos, like a recipe or a tour for a house. So if you're going to do it, yeah. For me, I would say the order of what the importance is for me, I'm literally juggling all of my social media, but I would say my priority is YouTube simply because I've taken on this challenge. But before that, Facebook, that was my biggest, my number one place, because that's how I became 100% referral based. And now I'm in a position where I'm like, okay, I'm 100% referral based. Now, how do I take it up to increase my sales? But I've been learning and made a lot of mistakes, but I'm learning to post more personal, vulnerable things. There was one video that I just posted that I recorded on my camera, had the files, and just put it into InShot. And I said, pardon if profanity offends you, don't watch this, but this is literally like the behind the scenes of creating content. And you see me go from like this, literally with tears in my eyes, to dropping an F-bomb, to damn, that was great. Like, you just see the transition of it. So it's a great way to not talk about real estate and remind people of my personality and things that I'm a normal person.
Yes. And that's what people like.
Yeah.
People want real people. All right, good. Any other fundamental questions or any question at all? No? Y'all feel confident, ready to roll?
Yes, and you have 43 minutes left, just saying.
All right, I will go and I will get that together. Keep doing it. Yeah, just keep it. No, it's progress, not perfection, and just keep getting stuff out there. Okay. All right. I will talk to you guys later.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.